What Kobe meant to me.
What Kobe meant to me.
What Kobe means to me.
What Kobe meant/mean to me.
Hello. Seven checking in. The question was, what Kobe meant to me. Kobe was a father figure for not just me, but I know likewise other people that either had a dad or whatever. But the way Kobe approached the game and the way he just his walk on and off the court, even after retirement. Me being a father myself now, I see what he was trying to do, leave like a legacy for his daughters. And he was just motivation to always do better, never settle for less. That Mamba mentality, attack at all times, because they're going to come at you for all angles, on and off the court. But RIP, Black Mamba, you will be missed. And thank you, always.
What Kobe meant to me. Man, when I think about Kobe, bro, man, I think of resilience, work ethic, determination, sacrifice. Man, just wore his heart on his sleeve every time. You know, like motherfuckers know that I'm a big diehard Laker fan, and Kobe is my favorite player of all time. You know, so with him being on my favorite team, it was like a double connection. But I've been a fan of Kobe since 2000. You know what I mean? Like when I first started to pick up and understand the game a little bit more. Watching it with my pops. My pops was a diehard Laker fan way before I was born. So it's this little generation thing. But anyway, I've been a Laker fan since 2000, since his first chip, and been that way ever since. You know what I mean? I seen him win 3 chips. I seen him, seen him and Shaq feud. Been around when it was feuding. Didn't understand it as a young pup. I didn't understand shit like that. I always thought that they was always gonna be teammates. I swear to God, I always thought Shaq was gonna be teammates. But when Shaq left, I was. Yeah, man, I was there after Shaq left, man. And basically, when he left, Fisher stayed for a little bit. We had Rick Fox left. It was everything. Everybody was gone, man. Horry went to San Antonio. It was man, them down years. I remember when I first moved to Indiana. As a matter of fact, when I first moved to Indiana, it wasn't cool to be a Kobe fan or a Laker fan, really. People was clowning me. And it didn't make sense to me. I thought everybody was Laker fans. Cause my dumb ass, I was coming from California because everybody was Laker fans. But when I moved here, everybody was hated him. It was few, you know what I mean? Few, but a lot of people, they couldn't stand him. They couldn't stand Kobe. A lot of people always said he was arrogant. He was too cocky, you know what I mean? I remember villain Kobe. Few people ain't old enough to remember that, you know what I mean? When Kobe was viewed as a villain, you know what I mean? But I stuck by him all through the years, you know what I mean? And we got Powell, and we won the first chip. We lost 08 first. I was there. That was first loss in 08. That was gut wrenching. And he came back in 09 and beat Orlando and got his first chip without Shaq. Then got revenge on the Celtics in 2010. You know what I mean? I saw all 5 of his chips, man, the Achilles game, 81-point game, all of it, you know what I mean, 60 finale. It's just, he meant so much to me because he was a fighter, you know what I mean? He was going to give it his all on both ends of the court, you know what I mean? He was going to give it his all. And he wasn't afraid, you know what I mean? He wasn't afraid to take the last shot. He wasn't afraid of failure, you know what I mean? That's one thing in life that people that we naturally do. We naturally fear failure, you know what I mean? Even the best people, even some of the most successful people we know, they fear failure. Successful people, they're afraid of failure. A lot of people are, but Kobe is one of them rare people that he can give a fuck about failure. Like, fuck failure, you know. I will overcome this sometime, you know what I mean. I will get it again next time, you know what I mean. Like, there's very few people like that, you know what I mean, in life, you know what I mean. He was one of them, you know what I mean. Like, basically he gave us the blueprint of how to get it in anything. That's what I think his legacy would be. Like, that Mamba mentality is literally a blueprint of thinking, you know what I mean, of how to get it at any means, you know what I mean, and doing it, you know what I mean. Like, you have to sacrifice something to win. You have to, you know what I mean, for anything. To work at something, to want something, you know, to achieve something, you have to work, you know what I mean. He was the embodiment of that. Like, my man sacrificed so much time. Like, he spent the majority of his life in a Laker jersey than he did with his family. You know what I mean? Like, that's part of the huge sacrifices that you could say. Like, who sacrificed supporting this man when it comes to sports? Who did? You know what I mean? Like, this man barely didn't even have barely over 3 years to spend with his family. You know what I mean? Like, when I found out he passed, man, I shed a couple tears because, you know, this was my hero. You know what I mean? He's been this all my life down there. Been like all my life down there. You know what I mean? So, man, it's hard making this video. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like, you know, people do die. You know what I mean? That's life. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, my pops always told me, like, life is short and death is daily. Like, you know what I mean? Like, man. And with this one, I probably never really felt the death this harsh as a celebrity. Anybody this stature before. Like, you know, like, yeah. But, man, like I said, man, rest in peace, Kobe. Rest in peace, Gigi, and everybody else who was on the plane.
What Kobe means to me is relentless determination. And I just strive to have that in me, no matter what it is in life, whether it's to get the grades I want, to achieve the goals I want in life, to get that car you want. It don't matter. Nobody like Kobe. Kobe had a relentless drive. No matter what it was going to be off or on the court, he was going to strive hard 100% every day to get those goals, those things he wanted, to win those championships, to start his business. And that's just something I want to have every day in myself. So that's what Kobe means to me. Shout out to Some Serious Business, Drew, and the Just Sport.
What Kobe mean to me. Obviously a lot, even without all that, you feel me? You know, I don't know, just get deep. Like, I don't know, I don't think y'all understand, like, you get deeper than deep, and just in the retrospect of, like, how powerful Kobe actually was / is, you feel me? Like, I don't think the people really understand that for real. Like, I think they see it now because he did, but, well, you know, God rest his soul, you know, because he did, but I think you know, us diehard fans, we always knew what he meant, you feel me? You know, I think the world is just now seeing that, you know, now that he's dead. But now what he meant to me is just, man, determination, motivation, inspiration, dedication, you name it. You know, he the reason why, you know, he helped, I won't say he created this brand that I started, but he's the reason why, you know, I go about the brand the way I go about it, you know, work hard. I stay up late night, you know, like, as I record this video, it's probably like, what, 3, 4 in the morning or 2 in the morning, I don't know. See, I be losing, you know, track of time, but, you know, he's the reason why I push the limit, you know, when I'm tired, I go to sleep. You know, I wake up, I instantly get up, like, Mamba mentality, you feel me, like, we gotta work, you feel me, or, let's say, he's the reason why, you know, the brand was even, you know, constructed, you feel me, like, basically, push your limits, you feel me, like, test your limits, you feel me, like, don't just settle for, like, don't be just good at one thing, like just basketball, you feel me. He then went to Oscars. He did, of course, he was in Oh man, don't get me started. You know, he did books. You know, the list it just goes on. You know what he did off the floor. You know, the man's just influential. You know, he was my MJ. You feel me? Yeah, so man, I can go on and on about him, but you know, basically what I just said. You know, when I was, you know, tell you a little quick story. You know, my pops was a Lakers fan. You know, then my big brother. You know, he looked up to my pops, of course. You know, so and I looked up to both of them growing up. So, you know, especially my big brother. So I'm like, man, I want to be like him. So feel me, like. My favorite player was like Steve Nash, you feel me? Because, you know, that Phoenix Suns temper, you know, point guard, things like that, you know. And if you ever see me hoop, I love to pass. So Steve Nash. But that killer, you know, when I had that dog, when I wanted to hoop or things like that, you know, or just in life, that killer, that dog in me, that came from Kobe. You feel me? That Mamba mentality, you feel me? That's not only because I wanted to be just like my dad and big brother growing up, but I wanted to be like Kobe, too. Like, I don't think y'all understand, man. That man's man. Like, anybody that know me, like, let's know a little bit about me, know how much I love Bean, man. Like, the news still seem unreal when when he left us. But yeah, you know, I don't know what y'all know about this, you know, just some Sunday afternoons, waking up on a Sunday morning and waiting for the afternoon to see the Lakers play, or let's say I'm coming home from school waiting all day just to see the Lakers play, or this when I was back trying to play basketball in high school, you know, feel me? I was actually, you know, going to the gym after straight after school. You know, we get out at 2:45. I was walking straight to the gym. You know, the YMCA was down the street from my high school. I was walking straight there and putting up shots. You know, working out, lifting weights. You know, thinking of USA Kobe. You know, things like that. Just working. You know, pushing my body to the limit. You feel me? Because I wanted to be like Kobe. You know, putting dedication. I'm talking about. I was in the gym. You know, all day. You know, feel me? But all day up until then, a Laker game came on. So I rushed home and go watch the Laker game. Then we repeated, do the same thing the next day, and then the next day, or whenever the Lakers played. I will only free myself just to watch Kobe play. And I was in the gym because of Kobe. You know, you feel me? I got better at the game of basketball because of Kobe. You feel me? Growing up, I was always into the street. I was running around with my brother Heem, you know, free him. That's a whole nother topic. But, you know, I was running around with him, basically, you know, just doing high head shit, want to do high head shit, things like that. But, you know, how can I say this? But when I started feeling more in love with the game of basketball and things like that, and start paying attention more, that's when I did separate from the streets and got into the gym and wanted to be like who? Kobe. Wanted to work out like Kobe. So that's my game. Like, I'm telling you, growing up, I was, you know, doing high head shit, you know, doing dumb shit, bonehead shit. But then it took to, like, I think it was my 8th grade going to my freshman year. I said, man, I'm starting to love basketball. Like I love basketball. And Kobe was the reason why I love basketball. He found my love for basketball, you know, just sporting, you know, this brand that we got. He helped that because of my love for the game of basketball, my love for sports. You know, Kobe helped that, you feel me? It just doesn't get no, I could just, like I'm telling you, like I really just used to just sit for, you know, just sit there and just watch this man, and just amazed me. You feel me? Like the things he would do, how he not really just the things he physically did, how he just mentally, you know, construed things, put them together, you know, things like that. If you just pay attention to anything I do with the brand, like everything I do is like a mental thing. Like I'm always thinking about my next move. Like right now, as I record this video, I'm already thinking about next month and next year where I'm gonna do this. You know, how I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. You know, the mind just start working. And I get that from Bean, man. You feel me? So, yeah, so, you know, to go, you know, to backtrack a little bit, you know, so I'm back in 8th grade, 9th grade. That's when I started, you know, wanting to start hooping and things like that. So I'm like, man, how can I get better? You know, and then I'm like, you know, Kobe, you know, Steve Nash, Kobe, my top 2 favorite players of all time. But, you know, I was more looking forward to Kobe because, you know, Kobe is the more vocal one. You know, you don't see much to hear about Nash, but Kobe was the one, like, he tell you, this is what you got to do, this is how you got to attack it. And he, you know, his persona, his aura was, you know, bigger than the Nash. So, you know, I was, you know, following suitor to what Kobe did. Yeah, Kobe, you know, he was on it, you feel me? So, you know, I then said, okay, this is how Kobe works. Okay, let me work like that. Okay, let me do that. Okay, so anytime I was tired, tired lifting weights or things of that nature, I was like, nah, Kobe would keep going. Kobe would do this. You know, back in the day, you know, everybody was like, be like Mike. I want to be like Kobe, you feel me? From a work ethic standpoint, from a locked in, especially a locked in standpoint, because he stayed locked in, you feel me? But yeah, I just went from workout, from locked in, you know, from just hard working physically, mentally, you know, emotionally, you know, putting your heart, your all into it, you feel me? And that's what I do. And I think he helps me, and that's the beauty of it, because he not only helped from the basketball standpoint, you know, working hard, you know, I end up getting better in my game, you know, things like that. Like, it's crazy because, you know, I got, you know, championships, you know, little, you know, River City trophies here, you know, basketball, basketball city championships, stuff like that. But no, my love wasn't there. It wasn't there when I won that. It was as I got older, and I didn't win much of anything until I got to college, and we won a little champion there. I want to say a little championship there. You feel me? And that was inspired by Bean too, because I led that team out. He led that 09 and 2010 team. You know, for all my Kobe fans or the people that don't know that, they lost previously in the 2008. You feel me? That was me. Lost previously the year before my freshman year in college. My sophomore year in college, so I want to come back with my last year of college and win a championship. But basically, I say all that to basically say, like, he was the motor, you feel me? So now it's crazy that, because ever since he died, I honestly ain't been right, you feel me? You know, as far as, I lost my love for the game, you feel me? I lost my love to want to even watch the game. It just doesn't feel the same for him being there. Because it's crazy, because when we retired, I already lost that, you feel me? And I always kept in my mind, like, Kobe, come back. But as I see, as he was getting, as he was content being retired, I then began to be happy for him because he started doing great things. I'm like, okay, as long as he's out doing things. So finally, I came with, a realization of Kobe's not coming out of retirement. It's overdue. He's not coming out of retirement. Just give it up. He's not coming out of retirement. You feel? But then finally, when I came content with that, now he gone, just like that. You know, life is just such a fucked up thing, but could be a precious thing, but really a fucked up thing. So basically, like I said, man, like, I don't know, I'm all over the place because, honestly, my emotions are still all over the place with him, you feel me? I'm telling you, this is, to me, the biggest loss that this world ever seen. No disrespect to the MJ, the Pacs, I wasn't around when Pac died. I do remember when MJ died in 08. Shout out to my man, Jamal. We was back there in the house playing football. Another Kobe fan I may add, but yeah, man, I don't know. It's just, I'm all over the place. It ain't been right since, but what I do know is right that we just got to keep that mentality, that Mamba mentality, and that's what I make sure I push through, not only in life, but just with the brand, you feel me? Like, I can't, it's like, how can I explain? Like, basically, Kobe was, he showed what hard working was and what hard work can get you feel me? So I wanted to try that, I want to try that and then elevate it some more, you feel me? I'm sure he got it from Mike, you feel me? Well, we know he got it from Mike, and then he took it to it and did his own little thing, did the Mamba mentality, stuff like that. Me, personally, I want to take what he did and then go above and beyond. That's why I stay up at 2 a.m. plotting and scheming, 3 a.m. plotting and scheming, 4 a.m. plotting and scheming, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m. Sometimes I'm up, up into, to 10 a.m., just to do the same thing, the next day, you feel me? Just thinking about the brand, you feel me? Like, how can we attack them here? How can we do this here? How can I do that there? Okay, if I do this, I do that. If I put this there, then that happens. If I do that, then that's going to happen. But then if I do that, then that can happen. And if that happens, then that's not going to happen, which makes that happen. But this still got to happen even if that doesn't happen. You see, it's just a lot of things that go into that, you feel me? And that comes from being. So, you feel me? Like, I tell you, being not only inspired people on the court, but as you see, inspired people off the court. You feel me? And now, as great as some serious business do, it doesn't happen without being. All this doesn't happen because he helped me here. You feel me? And here is the greatest gift you can ever have. You feel me? So, yeah, if I could just wrap it all up, like I said, I go on and on about him, like I said. But like I said, a little quickness story, too. One of my favorite stories, my favorite season of Kobe, being was, if you're a real Kobe fan, real Laker fan, the best season Kobe ever had was 2013, when he tore his Achilles, and the biggest what if to me in NBA history, if he didn't go down, you feel me? And that just showed me, but then it's the fact that when he was down, you feel me? It's like that season, it's like, how can I explain it? He was dealt a bad hand. Yeah, he had the Dwight Howard, he had the Steve Nash, he had the Medici, he had the Pals, you feel me? But how can I explain it? He did, but he was dealt a bad hand. Then he had the Mike Brown. He was supposed to get Phil Jackson. They gave him Mike D'Antoni, a young running coach for an old body like Cole. He still made it work. He willed the team into the playoffs. Had tough games, like that Hornets game when he came, when they came back down, the Portland game going at it, the Golden State games going at it, just watch that 2013 season. He was dunking on everybody, scoring everybody from a skill standpoint. To me, that's the best Kobe season. But anyway, I say all that to say, basically, you feel me, that whole season, he did all that, you feel me, and I'm telling you, I think they would have won a championship that year if he didn't get hurt. He did all that just to tear his Achilles at the end. But then even with him tearing his Achilles, he still came back. You feel me? He was down and still came back. He had that mentality. You feel me? Now his career wasn't the same physically, but mentally he was still strong up here. That's what I wanted to let y'all know. So no matter what's going on in your life, physically, emotionally, as long as you keep this appear strong, you can overcome anything. That's what Bean did. That's what I want you to do, and that's what we're gonna continue to do here at Some Serious Business. You feel me? And if you ever think we down, we always up because we got this. You feel me? Speaking of up, rest up to my boy Bean. Rest in peace to my boy Bean. Like I said, I could go on and on about him all day, but I save that for later episodes. You know, I'm already, you know, I think 12 minutes deep in this as I'm looking at the quarter now, but you know, I don't want to keep talking y'all ear off, but just know, man, I miss my mans, man. Like I said, I ain't been the same since. You feel me? I'm trying to get over it, but, you know, just losing Bean is equivalent to losing like a hero for real. You feel me? Like, I seen real, you know, real niggas cry, real gangsters cry, you know, you feel me? When Bean died, you feel me? Because that's like having, like, Bean, you don't gotta understand, Bean was like a dad to many, you feel me? Or not even a dad, is an inspiration, a leader, a model, I don't know, role model, I mean, you feel me? Pause, not a model, but you know what I mean. You feel me? Like, I'm talking to people, like, I'm blessed enough to have my dad in my life. But Bean was, you know, from the hoop heads, you know, that people that grew up without dads, you know, God rest their souls, or people that dads was in their life. That's what Bean was for many, you feel me? So I just want people to keep that in mind. People always like, why the fuck they think about Kobe like that? You don't got to understand the impact Kobe had, you feel me? He's the reason why most, you know, when people go out and hoop, when people say ball is life, it was because of Bean, you feel me? He made ball life, you feel me? Ball is life because of Bean. Ball like Kobe, shooting hoop, you know, trash can Kobe, you know, papers in the trash can Kobe. You gotta understand. Just think about, okay, if I can help you understand, you feel me? If any loss that you had in your life, picture that times, any, devastating loss you had in your life, picture that 10 times worse. You feel me? That's what Bean was to many. You feel me? That's what Bean was to me. You feel me? And Bean, this tore me up, you know, because how much the love that I had for this man Bean. You feel me? And I had my dad in my life. I had, you know, my big brother, you know, my grandfather, you know, role models in my life. Just think about what it's doing to the ones that all they had was Bean. Just keep that in mind. But yeah, if I could just wrap it up, you know, rest in peace to my boy Bean. Rest in peace to Gigi. Rest in peace to all those that died on that flight. And then prayers out to the Bryant family and all the other families that was on that flight. But damn, I miss Bean. So if I could wrap it up, what Bean meant to me was everything. So I'm going to give him my everything. Rest in peace. Love. Mamba out. Drew out. More episodes coming soon. Thank you for all the support, by the way. I'm looking into the camera. Okay, here we go. Yeah, more episodes coming soon. Stay tuned. Some Serious Business, baby. Just 40. Man, how the fuck Kobe did, though? This shit just don't make no fucking sense, nigga. Like, I see something on social media that said, nigga, people died that never died before. Nigga, that's the closest to motherfucking truest / funniest that this situation do get. But, no, for real, it ain't no situation about this, you know, it ain't funny, but that's true shit, nigga. Like, motherfucker dying that ain't never died before, feel me? Like, for real, like, nigga, how the fuck Kobe died, nigga, you feel me? The greatest basketball player of all time, for real, goddammit. How the fuck you gonna take the greatest player of all time? Motherfucker, they expect shit to still be the same, you feel me? This has just been a weird-ass year, you feel me? The fuck? This shit is strange, nigga. I just can't, bro, I can't stress it enough. I can't stress it enough, and then don't get me started. You know what I want to say. Oh, don't make me say it. They gonna make me say it. They killed my nigga, man. They killed my nigga. I ain't gonna snitch. I ain't no snitch ass nigga, you feel me? I ain't gonna say who, but we know who, you feel me? We know who killed my nigga, you feel me? Shit, we gonna get to that, though, but that's all I gotta say, man. But how the fuck Kobe did, man? Shit just don't make no sense. Like I said, this is ain't funny in no safe fashion or form. But nigga, the closest thing, the funniest type shit to get. Like, for real, nigga, people die that ain't never died before. This shit just don't make no sense. How the fuck you take Kobe, you feel me? Kobe, I still remember when we got the call, nigga. Man, the text. This shit just seem unreal, man. The fuck? Weird shit, nigga. It's a crazy ass world, man. If Kobe died, nigga, what you think y'all happened to y'all? You feel me? What the fuck the camera at? Why my eyes always cross at it? But if Kobe can die, nigga, we all up for grabs, goddammit. I mean, if Kobe can get murdered, we all can get murdered. Did I say too much?
Boys calculate, they smart, they Kobe, they problematic. I like my woman classy, but you know I gotta keep that rap. Some serious business, we up, you already know, we back. These boys be talking mama, but what is the mentality? So go and make it happen. You gotta let them talk and make it happen. Words might speak, but never speak loud in motherfucking actions. So make it happen. Get up and make it happen. Let's make it happen. Everybody wanna be Kobe, but don't wanna put time in to make it happen.